You have a door knocker, it did alarms, he did paint or dent repair or the
Yeah,
rock
the
chip
rock chip, yeah.
repair. And just to see where you've gone, I think so many people, they underestimate the journey, right? They're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I've had to resign as CEO. I'm sure there were some scary moments there. I had to fire sell a company. I'm sure there's scary moments there. I'm sure there's $130 million of projects. It's like, oh, well, that was fun to sell them, but now we don't get to collect that. And it's like, poof, like,
Yep.
I'm sure you say all these things so lightly, but I guarantee you when you're sleeping at night, going to bed, you're like, you've had many heart attack moments of just like, what?
Oh yeah.
So I guess, it's cool to hear the success stories. It's cool to hear the roller coaster of an entrepreneur. So I guess, what were some of the biggest challenges that you've ran into as you've kind of taken the entrepreneurial journey, because it sounds like you've had a lot of crazy roller coaster.
The best thing that's happened to me is I've just been surrounded by really good people. I remember people, so what was the first lesson you remember learning in like life or like business, like mentorship? And it was like, just surround yourself with really good people. I remember that from when I was like 18. And so I've just done that, and that's really helped me get through things. But yeah, like full transparency about things, like I'd say just the emotional journey, right? Like going from, I mean, it's not like we made a lot of money, we did really well, built a dream house, and have all the Teslas and all the things. And then all of a sudden things stop. And I mean, there was a time where I thought I was going to lose my house. That was not long ago, like just crazy how fast everything changes. And you try to learn the lessons you're supposed to, so you can get through those. And all of a sudden for me, like some of that stuff just came together as I really focused on just like, getting myself in a really good place mentally, emotionally. Like, who am I really? Am I Auric? Am I a solar company? Like, who am I really, and really focused on a lot of that stuff. And man, it's amazing what's happened. Like financially, just been super blessed. And more importantly, I love what I get to do now. Some of that stuff, I mean, we started that company and we thought we might have like 10 people working there, 20 people. And all of a sudden there's 250 people and 260. And like, I loved it. I loved working with the people, but man, it got to be a lot. I never thought it was going to grow like that. And it just consumes you. And sometimes your business kind of runs you, and instead of you running your business. So I really am grateful now that I found something, just love what I do. And so I guess one of the things that I'd recommend out there is just surround yourself with really good people, because that's how I made it through the hard times, the ups and downs. People you can trust. And when you find those people, man, latch onto them, because sometimes that's hard to find, and then learn what you can along the way. And then, yeah, just be, I think, understanding that's part of the journey, the ups and downs. I mean, everybody talks about that stuff, but it's always different when you're going through it. So yeah, some big up and downs along the way.
So how when you say surround yourself with really good people and, like hold on to them when you got them, like how did you find and vet good people? Because that seems to be the challenge in business, and everybody that's listening to this, like, I'm good people, but it's like, are you? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Great question.
But yeah, like I really am curious how you find them and how you hold on to them.
Go to war together. When you go to war together, you get to see what they're really like. And everybody at our core, I think, are good people, but their values get challenged when things get really tough. And so for me, like, I got to see my original partner, Trent Van Sice, like, as we went through some really tough decisions, like, should we sell our residential side? We knew that was what that was going to do and how that was going to change things. Should we focus on commercial? Should we sell the company? What should we do next? And I got to see somebody like him just keep his integrity throughout all of it, and his value system. And so it was really important to me when we started at Quativa that he became a part of it. So he's now the chief operations officer of Quativa. So happy ending there. Like he's with me together. We're still working here. And the same guy that made sure all those $250 million in projects went through the last 10 years is the guy that's now at Quativa, making sure for our partners there that their projects are getting installed. So yeah, I think you watch how people act during the low times, not just the high times. That's really the key. And that's when you really can identify their true character. And when you see them behave a certain way in those times, even on the personal level, you'll see just how people talk about each other. Oh, I'm going through something with my wife, or, and how they talk about their spouse, or, one of my friends, or whatever it is. Like, you usually can really tell a lot about a person, the way they talk about other people when they're not around. Just your normal values and characters, all the cliches, a lot of them are true. And so when you see that, for me, that's what I identified. And then you just latch onto it, because it's hard to even get in those experiences too, right? Like, to actually go through something really tough together, sometimes it's hard to just fabricate. So when you're going through something tough like that, the highs are really easy to see people at their best, but the lows is where you get to really see their true character.
I love that. That's great advice.